Yo, I'm for real. If this particular fight right here gets made, fireworks, straight fireworks, crazy. I would love to see this fight. Like, I think this would be the most fierce fight in the world. That's my personal opinion. Y'all probably like watching this and y'all be like, man, you overhyping this. Nah, man. Like, think about the matchup stylistically. Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora. Like, come on, that would be a fire ass fight. Neither one of them can get out of the way, you know what I'm saying, taking that big punch. So we basically gonna see two big boys like standing there in the middle trying to take each other's heads off. Like, that's gonna be fire, man. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, you already know your boy Fluence. I got some boxing news for you, man. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn out here trying to get things done. You already know. Hey, look, we gonna have to do this too, man. Promoter of the year, man. We gonna have to talk about that shit, man. I might have to put some in the community board, see who y'all think is winning right now when it comes to doing the goddamn thing. But Eddie Hearn is killing the game this year. But let's all right. Let me slow my roll down a little bit. I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. But first and foremost, I gotta say, you know what I'm saying, nothing but salute to the man Derek Chisora. You know what I'm saying? War Chisora. You feel me? Because he'll fight anybody, anytime, any day. He never shies away nobody. Like, if I were to think about all the boxers, you know what I'm saying, that are fighting right now, I'd have to say ain't nobody's called out as many boxers as Chisora. I feel like Chisora's called out the whole entire heavyweight list to be like, yo, come fight me right now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he doesn't always get the fights that he wants. You know what I'm saying? One of the things being, with Matchroom, you know what I'm saying, overseas, you know what I'm saying, it's a very dangerous fight, but nothing but respect towards Chisora. Now, the thing is Andy Ruiz going to want that smoke? Is PBC going to feel like, you know what I'm saying, let's go ahead and make this happen? Because the way I see it, how many other options you got out there when it comes to Ruiz? What, Luis Ortiz? You know what I'm saying? And Ortiz, that's I'm like, come on now. If Areola was able to land that right hand on Ruiz, you know what I'm saying? Ortiz is going to get that thing off, especially with him being a southpaw and that left hand coming out of nowhere. So I'm like, that's too much of a risk. You feel me? But like I said, don't let me get ahead of myself, okay? Obviously I want to salute Eddie Hearn for, you know what I'm saying, going through with it, at least from what's being reported. But Derek Chisora, he's the one that initiated everything. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz, I want to say it was, as recently as a week, 2 weeks ago, went on his Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That was when, if y'all check out my content, I did a reaction video to him back training. So it was around that time when he posted that footage and type shit. And he basically was asking the people on his Twitter, or it was his Twitter or Instagram, it was one of the two. And he was just like, hey, yo, who you think I should fight next? You know what I'm saying? Give me some options. Who you think I should go up against? And Chisora, he went on the joint commenting himself. He said, yo, I want that smoke. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And it had a little bit of traction behind it, but not much. Nobody really said nothing about it. But that's why I be saluting Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn saw that joint. He said, okay, bet. Because I'm like, Chisora's at a weird spot himself where it's like, all right, he just lost that second fight against Parker. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do with him next? There's really not too many options for him right now. So for him to kind of be able to rejuvenate himself, or even get a fight with the cross promotional guy in in a PBC or in a top rank, that gives him more options. Where like a PBC or top rank, they have a heavyweight that maybe they feel like, they're not ready for that upper echelons level. But you know what I'm saying, they need to kind of test themselves in a, in that right before you get to the upper echelons level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on the cups of that. That's Derek Chisora type shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but respect to him. That's not me disrespecting. Don't come after me, War. I don't want that smoke. But I'm like, that's what you can utilize them for. But at the same time, those promotional companies, they already have guys in their company where they that's what they're there for, even though they don't have the same clout as Chisora. But it's all about keeping the money inside. So anyways, you know what I'm saying, I made that a little long with it. My bad to the people. But I do salute Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn saw Chisora wanted it. Andy Ruiz needs the opponent. He's like, why not? It's the perfect time, man. I'm already killing the game when it comes to this year. Let me see if I can get Chisora up in there with Ruiz. But I know this is going to come down to whether or not PBC and Ruiz want this thing. So let's go ahead and read the article real quick. No reason to make this too detailed. But, you know what I'm saying, let's see what they got to say. If they got any type of information that I didn't already talk about. Let's get it. Promoter Eddie Hearn, who works with heavyweight contender Chisora, has made an initial offer. So they made an initial offer to get his boxer a fight with the former unified world champion Andy Ruiz. So Hearn said to the Mirror, when is Chisora out next? I want to make Chisora against Andy Ruiz Jr. I made PBC an offer for that fight on Friday. They want more money, understood. But I want to make Chisora versus Ruiz. That's a great fight. So they looked at it. They said, hey, let's get some more money in that. Eddie Hearn said, okay, bet. Let's see what happens. I want to make that fight. When he says something like that, he's going to do what he can to make that fight. You know what I'm saying? So let's see real quick what he had to say to this particular question. So at one point, Hearn expressed interest in offering up Chisora as a comeback opponent for former champion Deontay Wilder. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but he did do that I want to say earlier in the year, but Wilder, we don't know what's going on with Wilder. Hearn has since stepped away from that scenario, would much rather match Chisora against other options, obviously because we don't know where Wilder's going, and also because let's be 100%, Anthony Joshua is looking for a new opponent now that Usyk isn't coming back, and I'm pretty sure Hearn would rather have Joshua fight Wilder than Chisora, make all that goddamn money. It's obviously a very dangerous fight against Wilder, Hearn said. There's been a few talks about Chisora against Luis Ortiz with those guys, and I like that fight. Chisora against Chris Arreola, Chisora against Zhang Zhili. He's never in a bad fight, and he wants to fight. He wants the biggest fights out there. We're trying to find him one. So real quick, before I conclude this video, it sounds like Eddie Hearn is doing what I just was talking about before I even went into the nitty-gritty of the article, where I said that Chisora is in a weird spot when it comes to, he just lost to Parker. There's not really too many options for him when it comes to fighting guys under the same promotional banner or kind of on the UK side of the game. Where he can actually thrive is fighting other promotional companies, heavyweights who aren't necessarily ready for the upper echelons, but they want to test themselves against someone who's on that cusp. And that's what we're seeing Eddie Hearn exploring the options of Chris Arreola. Well, Chris Arreola doesn't make much sense, but it makes sense if Chisora is kind of looking, to continue to fight and have more of a evenly matched fight. But Luis Ortiz, that's interesting. That's a tough fight for Chisora. That's a tough fight for Ortiz too. Even a Zhang Willie, that's a tough fight for him. For Zhang, that's a tough fight for Chisora as well. So I like the options that Eddie Hearn is exploring. Let me hear from y'all, BlakGooseTV family. Who would y'all want to see Chisora fight the most between all these different options that are being put out there? Would you guys rather see Andy Ruiz, the big, the superstar, for probably one of the quickest moments of being a superstar, and he's basically trying to capture that gold or lightning in a bottle one more time? Would you want him to see against Ortiz? You like the possibility of him versus Zhang Weili? Like, are you guys even interested in Chisora, fighting again? You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think. Also with Andy Ruiz, would you want to see that fight with him, or would you prefer him against maybe somebody else when it comes to the boxing side of the game? Let me know below, man. Hit the comment section. We need that algorithm popping. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm up out of here for now, but you already know how I get down. I ain't got nothing but good content, whether it's up or to the ground. I know they make no sense, but